and joins us on the phone this morning. Good morning, Jack.
Okay, morning, guys. How you all doing today?
We're still here. Hey, you sound like you're just getting up and getting ready to roll here today.
Well, I'll be rolling a little bit later on, yes. Been up for a while in the lobby here, checking all kinds of things, see if there's anything new in the world.
Yeah. Well, there are some new things in the world, and one of those things is, everything old is new again. The IUP Crimson Hawks ladies with a win yesterday, and on to the Final Four. Tell me about yesterday's game, some of the things you take away from it.
Well, it was quite a day. There's no question about it. Never seen a third quarter like that, maybe ever in quite a while. 10-point lead, and all of a sudden it's like nobody showed up for the first part of the third quarter. And after they ran a 10 in a row, tied the game at 37, finally Lauren hit a three and put IUP ahead, and things started to turn the other way. But it was really crazy because they made 3 trays in the first half, and then they started hitting the 3-ball in the third quarter, and that really got them going, got them propelled. And I don't think that team ever saw, I don't think Azusa Pacific ever saw a team like IUP as far as defensively, and the pressure they put on the team and how they want to run and everything. And they were really frustrated in the first half, there's no question.
Yeah. You saw the beginning, at least, of that second game between Southwestern Oklahoma State and St. Anselm. Tell me what you saw out of Southwestern Oklahoma.
I think they're great. There's no question about it. When you're on a 33-game winning streak, now 34, I'd say that's pretty great. They lost their first game of the year to Emporium State, and then they rolled through the entire league and then through the entire season, beating, by the way, another team that's here in the Elite Eight, Lubbock Christian, by 2 points early in the year. But they've got 3 really star players, much like, of course, IUP is more team-oriented, but, when you look at stats, you look at, your 3 top seniors that lead the way. They've got a little more height at the guard play than IUP does, but I don't think all these things matter too much. I think there are a lot of variables, intangibles that IUP brings to the table. They got a big lift from Corey Alexander yesterday, so she can play a part in this thing too. But they're very good. I don't think St. Anselm is as athletic as some of the teams we've seen here, though. But to the credit of Southwest, they're good. You don't get to the Final Four not being good.
That's very true. Jack, Josh Woodison here. Wanted to ask, the atmosphere yesterday just seemed a little electric, and you'd mentioned, and we've heard about the Indiana contingent traveling down there, but we also heard about some young fans deciding to join in the fun as well, and they kind of became IUP fans by de facto.
Oh, no question. They adopted IUP as their team yesterday. It was really interesting. I saw all these youngsters come in, and they were on the opposite side from us. Fortunately, we had the wireless mic going, and Mark got over there, and he's a very good director and instructing people of, all right, I want you to cheer and that sort of thing. I don't know if they needed him so much to encourage them because they were really excited. They had their pom-poms, and as he interviewed the director of these young people, and boy, they caught on, and that then trickled over to the other side in back of us where most of the IUP fans were, and they picked up on it. So, it was, as I mentioned on the air, no, we're not at the KCAC, we're not at the Memorial Fieldhouse, we're in Columbus, Ohio, but it was really, really fun and really loud, and it was just a great atmosphere. And, of course, the venue holds about 3,000 total, so it had that old-time flavor to it.
Yeah. It sounded like it was almost like Education Day all over again.
Exactly. That's very well put. Yeah, I would go along with that.
Jack, we know that when IUP hits the road, they got a very loyal fan base that follows them to wherever it is they're playing, and Columbus is just a short drive. And you see all those familiar faces, and I always ask you this when you're back in the studio with us. Who did you see at the game yesterday that you maybe haven't seen for a while?
Well, as a matter of fact, I was getting ready for the pregame show, and the trainer, Frank Trenny, came over, and there was a contingent of Elite Eight people, NCAA people, on the other side, they were taking pictures and this and that and whatever. And Frank brings over one of these young ladies, and at first I didn't recognize her right away. And then Frank said, "Hey, Jack, here's somebody who wants to see you played back with Kathy Torsha back in the late 80s, early 90s, Lori Deutsch." And I said, "Oh, my goodness, yes." And she said, "Are you still doing this?" And I said, "Well, Frank's been the trainer for 30 years, so I might as well keep doing this for 50, you know." And, yeah, it was really great to see her. After her career was over, we did see her from time to time as an official in the PSAC. She then gave that up, and she lives in the Lehigh, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania area. So she's with the NCAA, and it was great to see her and to talk with her. And, you know, and of course, the day or so before, we had with Cindy Martin, and she's hanging out at the tournament doing all kinds. She was working the concession stand yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
So it was good to see both Cindy and Lori. And from what Frank tells me, as this is in with former players and all, that there may be some other players from the past who will be showing up now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I would guess that there's going to be a pretty heavy contingent of IUP fans on 70 between here and Columbus. And probably already that's started. Folks are on their way over to see the game. You're going to be on the air tonight at 5, correct?
Yes, 5 o'clock we'll be there. 6 o'clock we'll start with the tip-off. And then the second game, of course, they were blowouts with Lubbock Christian and Drury. Drury, with the banquet the other night, Drury's coach looks like she's probably a 25-year-old school teacher. And she was the national coach of the year.
Yeah.
They have the national player of the year. But, you know, looks are deceiving. But these coaches have done a great job to get these different teams here, no question. We saw a couple of other people, too. Will Pruitt, who is with the conference of the Southwestern Oklahoma State team, used to be the commissioner of the old West Virginia conference. He was there, and I saw Roberta Page, who mentioned to me she was the former athletic director at Shippensburg, and she said, "Oh, got to see Frank Condino today." So, you know, these things just go from one person to another, and it's just super. In addition to what we're seeing on the court.
Yeah. The IUP women themselves, Jack, this is for a lot of them, for most of them, their second trip to this point in the tournament. Any different feel to it? I know these ladies, they love to have fun together and play the basketball game together, and they've been doing it for all their lives, it seems. But does it feel any different this year?
Well, I think the fact is that they got that year's experience in the Final Four last year. And it's not like we're just happy to be here. They are, you know, they're committed to what they're doing. But the other thing is they always seem to have fun. There's no question about that. But they gain on their experience. And I think yesterday someone had told me, you know, once they saw the 10-point lead go by the board and we were tied in the third quarter, it was like, okay, we took your punch and now we're going to bounce back, and exactly that's what they did. We punched back at you, and I think that experience factor means a lot.
Terrific stuff. Hey, Jack, thanks for spending some time with us this morning. We look forward to seeing your face again someday, maybe.
Well, someday, but it definitely won't be today.
All right. Enjoy your day. Have a great game tonight, and who knows, maybe on Friday you'll be doing a national championship game. That'd be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Well, that would be great. I'm 0 for 4 in national championship games, so it's time to put one on the W column.
You're due, Jack. You're due.
That's a good plan. Thanks, Jack. Have a great day.
Okay, you too, guys. See ya.
There's Jack Benedict joining us live from Columbus, Ohio this morning on the Voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1 FM.